Now on Coast TV News.
Chilly temperatures.
It's definitely cold and the wind just makes it feel worse.
What people on the coast are doing to prepare. Rules in Rehoboth, from walking your dog to parking overnight, the city has a new seasonal system.
Sunday snow on the way for Delmarva, maybe mixing in with a little bit of rain. I'll have accumulations and then bitterly cold heading into next week. Forecast details coming up.
This is Coast TV News at 11.
Winds blowing through Sussex County. Good evening, I'm Emma Aiken in for Christina DeRobertis tonight. Welcome to Coast TV News at 11. We begin tonight with the bitter cold here on Delmarva. Temperatures are dropping and people are already feeling the chill. From bundling up to worrying about rising heating bills, the cold weather is forcing many to adjust their daily routines. Coast TV News reporter Nicole Richter shows us how people are preparing.
The cold is hard to ignore, with biting winds, falling temperatures, and layers going on.
I will be honest, I'm not a fan of the cold.
For many, even a short walk outside now requires extra layers, with coats, hats, and gloves quickly becoming necessities.
It's definitely cold and the wind just makes it feel worse. And now that we've walked up here from where we parked, I definitely wish I had my coat on.
Some visitors say preparation is key. Lisa Ruff says she's been through all of this before.
We've already got tracks that we put on our sneakers so that if we have to walk on the ice or the boardwalk or walk into town for dinner, we're very well protected. So we've come very prepared for cold weather.
As temperatures stay low, some say they're also keeping a close eye on heating bills. And across Sussex County, cold temperatures are changing daily routines.
It was really cold, so we kind of just stayed in. But for the most part, all you got to do is get dressed up and just, you deal with the weather as it comes.
For now, winter is settling in and making the coast home, leaving us all to dream about those hot summer days.
With wind chills making it feel even colder, many people are saying that they're preparing for the unexpected and that this is just another part of winter. In Rehoboth Beach, I'm Nicole Richter, Coast TV News.
For anyone who doesn't have a place to go during this cold, DHSS has designated various warming centers across Sussex County that will be open January 20th and the 21st from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. It is important to note that these centers won't be open over the weekend or on Monday due to Martin Luther King Day. Code Purple at the Cape and the Community Resource Center in Rehoboth Beach will be open and operating at normal schedule. We are now taking a live look outside into Ocean City, and our first alert meteorologist Bob Trihey joins us now with a look at this weather. Good evening, Bob.
Good evening, Emma. It's still pretty cold out there on this Friday evening, but temperatures have actually come up due to cloud cover and a southerly breeze. Everybody pretty much above freezing now. 33 in Redden, Millsboro 36, 38 Bethany Beach, and 37 in Rehoboth, as the winds have turned in out of the south around 7 to 14 miles per hour. So that's knocking that feels like temperature down into the 20s and 30s. So you want to bundle up. We have seen the skies cloud up this evening, so that will stabilize temperatures as we go through the evening hours. They really won't drop off all too much more. We are seeing some snow showers across Pennsylvania, but there's a frontal boundary back to the west, and that could clip us with some rain showers as we go into tomorrow. It's going to get milder at that time. And overnight, increasing clouds on Futurecast, mid-30s by tomorrow morning, and then thickening clouds, and then later in the morning, we're in the mid to upper 40s, and then maybe some rain showers into the afternoon hours. We're looking at 1 mild day coming up tomorrow, and then it's colder on Sunday with that rain and snow system. I'll track it for you and have snowfall totals coming up a little bit later on. Emma?
Bob, thank you. All of this brings us to our Coast TV poll tonight. We want to know what part of the cold weather is most concerning. Let's take a look at the updated results from our 6 o'clock news hour. 64% of you say high heating costs, 29% say dry skin, and a few percent for walking the dog and driving conditions. And if you haven't voted yet, you still can at coasttv.com or on the mobile app. Switching gears, Delaware State Police have provided a final investigation update on Corporal Matthew Ty Snook, who was shot and killed while working an overtime shift at the Wilmington DMV just days before Christmas. According to police, Raman Rose, the suspect that Delaware State Police identified previously, told those who knew him that he believed the police were targeting him and that law enforcement was coming after him. He had also posted an anti-police post on social media and expressed he was a victim of gang stalking. The investigation found that Rose had limited contact with Delaware law enforcement in the year prior to the shooting, but none of those contacts were criminal in nature or involved Corporal Snook. Delaware State Police today saying, quote, "Based on the totality of the evidence, detectives concluded this was a deliberate and targeted attack on law enforcement," end quote. We do have much more on this and on the shooting itself right now on CoastTV.com. The Rehoboth Beach Barrel Club is hosting an event honoring Corporal Snook. According to their Facebook page, the Lift in Honor takes place tomorrow, January 17th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., bringing people together through powerlifting and fitness challenges. The club says all participants donate directly to the official fundraiser, supporting Corporal Snook's young family. The Back the Blue event that was scheduled for Sunday, January 18th at Hudson Fields in Milton is now canceled due to the forecasted snow and extreme cold. The event was to honor Trooper Snook. The video you see is from the event they did in Newark earlier this month. They say they are currently working to reschedule the event and will announce the new date as soon as it is confirmed. New tonight, Rehoboth Beach City Commissioners have approved new seasonal rules that standardize restrictions on dogs, smoking, traffic, and parking. Follow me on this. The changes now align with the city's summer season from May 15th through September 15th. During the off-season, leashed dogs are allowed on the beach and boardwalk. Certain left turns are allowed, and smoking is limited to designated areas. Overnight beach sleeping is still banned year-round, and new overnight parking restrictions take effect during the summer months. Lighthouse Road continues to see traffic in the off-season and has more growth on the way. Coast TV News reporter Drew Bellinger shows us one major point of concern is jamming people up.
Traffic on Lighthouse Road continues to flow in the off-season. The intersection of Lighthouse Road and West Fenwick Boulevard is one of the hot spots for traffic along the main drive.
It's a zoo in the summertime.
Dennis Pogurski lives in Selbyville and has concerns about all the growth.
Yeah, no, there's a lot to be desired when it comes to the traffic, and it's going to get worse.
Neighbors in Selbyville that I spoke with off camera tell me that traffic along 54 gets so bad it backs up almost a mile down the road to this Harris Teeter.
With construction underway bringing more businesses to the intersection, it could become even more cramped.
It's not that hard.
Vicki Nelson says she avoids it.
Well, I just plan around it. So if I have to go to the grocery store, I go during the non-peak times. I'll go in the morning or I'll go later on in the evening.
Lighthouse Road connects areas like downtown Selbyville to the beaches of Delaware and Maryland. Mary McCann hopes there will be a solution.
I don't want it getting any worse because I moved here from Rockville, Bethesda, Maryland to get away from congestion.
In a growing area, in a desirable location, the push and pull over growth continues, with some locals hoping someone pumps the brakes soon. In Selbyville, Drew Bellinger, Coast TV News.
A spill from Millsboro's sewer system has the Indian River Bay closed off for shellfish harvesting. DNREC estimates more than 25,000 gallons of wastewater has been spilled from Millsboro's wastewater treatment plant. Officials say they first found the spill yesterday, but they're unsure when it first began. Leaders say this is the result of a mechanical failure. Our Coast Copter caught crews on site fixing the damages earlier today. We spoke with people who work in the shellfish industry, and they say nothing we eat should be affected, but it's left some frustrated over potential environmental impacts.
We work hard to keep the bays clean. The oysters are doing a lot of work in the bays to, restore what we have here and to bring more life into the bay. So when you see news like this, it's super disheartening and definitely a step back.
Millsboro officials did not respond to our requests for comment today. DNREC says the shellfish harvesting closure will last for 3 weeks, starting once the spill is patched. The agency says they will keep everyone updated on what that final date ends up being. DNREC also says they are assessing the incident and will issue any fines or penalties if needed. The Milford Police Department has arrested 26-year-old John A. Carey Jr. of Dover in connection with a string of early morning burglaries from January 4th. Police say he is linked to 3 break-ins at local businesses in Milford. Carey was already in custody on another case. He now faces multiple felony charges and is being held on a $30,000 cash bond. The city of Salisbury is cracking down on privately owned stormwater systems. The city says it will begin issuing notices of violation to property owners whose systems are not in compliance. City officials say there has been a decline in the upkeep of those systems, which can result in flooding, property damage, and environmental pollution. Officials say enforcement will begin with warnings, but could eventually result in fines if issues are not fixed. Several organizations across Delmarva are marking Martin Luther King Jr. Day with events focused on reflection and service. Delaware State University will host its annual MLK Day celebration Monday at noon on campus in Dover. The Food Bank of Delaware will hold a day of service, packing meal kits for children in Milford. While Salisbury University will also host an MLK Day of service on Tuesday, bringing volunteers together to support local teachers through community service projects. We are just getting started here on Coast TV News at 11. Coming up, a proposed gun tax, how one Senate bill could affect those in Maryland. But first, MLK weekend is packed with cool things to do. Stay tuned for a look at events across the region. We'll be right back.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
It's another winter weekend on the coast, but there's no shortage of cool things to do, even in the off-season. Coast TV's Christina Diobertis highlights the annual celebrations, plus some new events happening this weekend.
It is Martin Luther King Jr. weekend, and there are lots of ways to honor the civil rights hero. One event doubles as a celebration of rhythm and blues. Music and history will all fill the Ocean City Convention Center for Dreamfest. Also at Epworth United Methodist Church in Rehoboth, a night of music honoring Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. That's happening Friday at 7 p.m. The celebration features soul, gospel, and classic hits, and our Paul Williams is emceeing the event. In Lewis, you can get hands-on at a cake decorating workshop at the Lewis Public Library. That's Saturday starting at 1:30. You'll learn basics like frosting and piping and go home with your own creation. In South Bethany, Misaki Sushi is hosting a roll your own sushi class. That's Saturday at 5. You'll learn how to make 2 rolls with ingredients and sake included. And in downtown Dover, it's Dover Winterfest this weekend. There's going to be food vendors, art, culture, even live ice sculpting. Just visit coasttv.com and click on cool things to do for event tickets, details, and more.
Southern Delaware is seeing a higher demand for radon gas testing. How to test yourself. And coming up next, Bob Trihey is in the Coast TV First Alert Weather Center. He's tracking some snow for Sunday, then more cold weather for next week. He has your full forecast after this.
We saw lots of sunshine to round out the week, but that didn't really help the temperatures all that much today. 39 in Cambridge, 38 in Easton, Georgetown, Salisbury 36, 38 in Ocean City. And those high temperatures are right around these readings now because the clouds have moved in, the winds have picked up out of the south. So it's going to be cold overnight, but with the clouds and the southerly breeze, temperatures, I think, remaining in the 30s. And then this weekend, some changes. Could see some brief rain on Saturday, temperatures in the mid to upper 40s. Then we're watching the coast for Sunday. I think we're seeing rain transitioning over to snow as we go through the day. Right now, 36 in Millsboro and Long Neck, 38 in Lewis and Bethany Beach, a little colder in Willards, 29, and then 34 in Gumboro as the winds have swung around to the south right now, a little stronger at the coast. So those feels like temperatures are in the 20s and low 30s, so feeling a little colder than the actual temperature. Our precipitation chances do go up as we go through time, not so much tomorrow tomorrow, about 14% chance of a few showers, and then we bounce it up to 57% chance of snow and rain on Sunday with a coastal low. As we're watching clouds increasing this evening, and that will tend to keep the temperatures pretty much steady through the overnight. As we're looking to the west, we're seeing some snow showers through Pennsylvania, and there is a frontal system across the Ohio Valley that will swing through tomorrow and could clip us with some rain showers. There's a deeper trough off to the north and west, lots of cold air that will be heading our way, and rounding this trough will be that coastal low that will give us snow on Sunday. As we go through the overnight, it's a Saturday morning. We're looking at temperatures in the mid-30s. We thicken up the clouds tomorrow morning with upper 40s, and don't be surprised to see a few rain showers into the afternoon hours. It clears for a time tomorrow evening, then the clouds thicken up. Now, all the models are pointing at this precipitation starting as rain as we go into Sunday morning. You can see snow northwest parts of Sussex County, but then to the south and east, it is rain. Then we'll see evaporative cooling, and that will basically change all that rain to snow, and some of that rain will come down moderate at times. But note the temperatures are above freezing, so the snow just sticking to the lawns, metal objects, not so much the roads. As the snow continues into the afternoon and evening hours, and then it clears out after that. Here's a larger view. You can see the rain off to the south, especially back through Maryland with the snow over the top of us, and then it finally does start to move out as we go into Sunday evening. I'm thinking about a coating to an inch much of Sussex County, lesser amounts to the west, and this 1 to 2 might have to be reduced because this could be mainly rain, so I'll continue to watch that. In the meantime, another Arctic blast Monday through Wednesday. We're talking about wind chill values down into the teens Monday morning, single digits Tuesday and Wednesday morning. Very, very cold. 31 tonight, mostly cloudy, not as cold, and then 48 with a few showers, breezy tomorrow. Paul Davis 7-day forecast. Rain and snow, about a coating to an inch on Sunday. 38, MLK Day is cold. 39 then mid-teens Tuesday and Wednesday morning, very cold. Only 28 with sunshine Tuesday. Then a little warmer after that as temperatures warm into the 40s.
Radon gas. It's a naturally occurring underground gas. It's odorless and tasteless, and the second leading cause of lung cancer in the country. You can test for radon with using a charcoal-based kit. You can find them at your local hardware store. Anthony Marioni, a radon specialist for 30 years, says there are also other ways to test for radon.
Do electronic testing, so it measures the radon levels every hour. So if a storm front comes through, sometimes those radon levels will spike on certain homes. Not all homes will do that.
When testing at home, Marioni says to make sure you're testing away from drafts and make sure to have windows closed 12 hours prior and during the test. An additional tax on guns, ammunition, and gun accessories sold in Maryland may be on the way. Senate Bill 118 would create an 11% excise tax on those items sold by federally licensed dealers. Lawmakers in Annapolis have entertained this idea for the past 2 years, but each time the bill was eventually shot down. The owner of a sporting goods store in Princess Anne is hoping for more of the same this year.
The question that lawmakers need to answer is, are they trying to reduce gun sales or are they trying to raise revenue? Because this won't do either of those things. Maryland is shaped uniquely in that anywhere you go from Maryland, you can get to another state, and that's what it's going to do. It's just going to push sales to the other states.
Any revenue from this tax would be put toward violence prevention programs, victim support, and trauma care. The proposed legislation had a first reading on Wednesday in Maryland. In Accomack County, the historic town of Accomack is showing pride for its past through a project to restore the Court Green. The town is steeped in history, founded around 1664. From the old debtors' prison to the Victorian architecture of the courthouse and the Revolutionary War cannon, the Ye Accomacky Garden Club partnered with the Town Council and County Public Works to restore the green, the planting trees native to Virginia, adding Victorian-style benches, and restoring the cannon to sparkle in the sun. Hope Saker is the Garden Club historian. She says she hopes this project will give the public a greater appreciation of the town's past.
I'm hoping by restoring this Court Green that people that come here every day, because this is the face of Accomack County and the center of the town of Accomack, this is what people see every day. And just by paying attention to the details of the bench, having the cannon restored, new trees, I feel like it's causing everybody that works here to notice, wow, look what's going on that court green.
The first big event on the restored court green will be the town's celebration of America's 250th anniversary on July 4th. Coming up in sports, a Delaware State men's basketball player was suspended earlier today. DSN has the latest on a scandal that's shaken all of college athletics. Emerging infectious diseases, the top 5 illnesses to look out for this year.
And congratulations to Dennis Holford from Lewis. He has a brand new umbrella courtesy of Paul Davis and Coast TV. I'll have your wintry 10-day forecast coming up a little bit later on.
The mother of one of Elon Musk's children has sued his company XAI over deepfake sexually explicit images allegedly generated by its AI chatbot Grok. In the lawsuit, Ashley St. Clair alleges Grok generated the images even after she publicly informed it she did not consent to being digitally undressed. The 27-year-old writer and political commentator claims one Grok altered image came from a photo on X a user found where she was underage. The lawsuit comes after the company just announced Grok would no longer edit images of people in revealing clothing. St. Clair is seeking a jury trial as well as compensation. Earlier this week, Musk announced on social media that he plans on seeking full custody of their son. It's a rising problem around the world. Emerging and re-emerging infectious diseases can spread quickly, they can be persistent and unable to be controlled. And with patches of low vaccination rates in the U.S. becoming more common and issues like the overuse of antibiotics, some illnesses that were once treatable are making a comeback. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has the top 5 emerging infectious diseases that an expert says to watch out for in 2026.
They're illnesses that are easily spread. Emerging and re-emerging infectious diseases can be transmitted through travel, bugs, or by those who are unprotected by vaccination and remain a major concern.
All of these infectious disease threats, the reason we don't have to worry about them is not because they vanished. It's because we have tools that we have deployed to control them.
Dr. Amish Adalja with Johns Hopkins Center for Health Security says those tools are being underutilized. His top 5 list of infectious diseases to watch out for in 2026 starts with measles. As of Tuesday, there have been 171 confirmed cases reported in 2026 in the U.S. There were more than 2,200 confirmed measles cases last year.
The U.S. will likely lose its measles elimination status later this month.
Next, avian flu remains a top concern. Adalja says these viruses circulate naturally through birds and can spread to other animals.
The 1918 influenza pandemic was an avian influenza outbreak that turned into a worldwide pandemic.
Third, Adalja says a family of contagions called filoviruses, which include Ebola and Marburg virus, continue to be a threat in Africa and are spreading.
And we continue to see new countries experience outbreaks of these viral hemorrhagic fevers that can be very difficult to contain.
Fourth, Mpox, which causes flu-like symptoms and a rash and is spread through intimate contact or contaminated items like bedding. Adalja says the Mpox vaccine can help, but many of those at high risk aren't getting it. Finally, insect-borne illnesses like Oropouche virus spread through mosquitoes and biting midges, and anaplasmosis spread by ticks, which he says is spreading in the U.S.
People know about Lyme disease, but they might not know about anaplasmosis, which can be more severe.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
On the hardwood, college basketball is in deep trouble, with schools across the country being named in a federal indictment for a point-shaving probe. One of the players allegedly involved, Kamian Shell of Delaware State men's basketball. And as of earlier today, DSU suspended Shell from its team. This is his first year with the Hornets. He transferred in from North Carolina A&T, which is where this alleged illegal activity took place. And well, what happened? It's a little bit complicated, and it dates all the way back to February of 2024. Shell was officially charged with bribery and conspiracy to commit wire fraud in connection with sports contests. In the contest in question, you got to go back to February 29th of 2024 when NCA&T lost by 26 points to a team actually from just outside of Baltimore, Towson, in their conference of the CAA. Shell, who is a North Carolina native, and he got several former players accused of recruiting or pressuring current athletes to shave points so gamblers could profit. According to the indictment, Shell was communicating over text and FaceTime with an alleged fixer in the hours leading up to that game on February 29th, and the goal these two actually pulled off. NCA&T wanted to not cover the betting spread and ensure the score would, quote, not be close. So it will be quite interesting to see what happens with Shell, but one thing's for sure, we won't see him in a Hornet uniform for quite some time. That'll do it for sports. Have a great night.
We'll be starting the weekend on the mild side. Saturday, lots of clouds starting out in the 30s, but look at this, mid to upper 40s, gusty southwesterly winds, and we can't rule out a stray shower into the afternoon. Then we're looking at rain and snow heading into your Sunday. Right now, we're thinking a coating to 1 inch for a lot of us, maybe some places farther to the south around 1 to 2 inches. But if we see more rain than snow, then I think a coating to 1 inch pretty much for everybody. I'll fine tune that as we go into tomorrow. Here's your Coast TV First Alert weather phone number, 443-880-9100. It's sponsored by Brockstead and Dallas Federico. Paul Davis 10-day forecast, 48 tomorrow. Then that rain and snow on Sunday, 38 and about a coating to 1 inch. And then MLK Day, 39 degrees. Then it gets really cold, mid-teens Tuesday and Wednesday morning. Only 28 on Tuesday. That's going to be the coldest day of the year. 40s after that for the balance of the week. Then more rain and snow into the weekend and then getting colder into the following week. So, Emma, we still have a lot of winter to go.
We sure do, Bob. Thank you. And thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11. For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is up next. Have a great night.